Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President focused on the important legislation coming out of Congress before the end of the session, including tax cuts for the middle class and the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. That's December 17th to the 23rd, or AKA Santa Claus.
Boy George was nothing but trouble as a kid, you know it? Nothing but trouble. See y'all later.
On Friday, December 17th, President Obama went to the Long Branch Elementary School in Arlington, Virginia, where he was given a high-pitched, enthusiastic welcome. The president was there to read to students, first from Of Thee I Sing, a book he wrote and dedicated to his daughters. Proceeds from the book go to a scholarship fund for the children of fallen and disabled service members. The president also read a holiday classic, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement Moore.
With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. It's Saint Nick, a.k.a. Santa Claus.
The president also met with Labor Secretary Hilda Solis and leaders from some of the nation's largest labor organizations to discuss how the partnership with labor is essential to growing our economy, continuing our recovery, and creating good jobs.
I'm not going to speak long at the front end. I want to spend more time listening, so let me just cut to the chase.
We'll pick up the VP, walk across the street.
Friday evening, the president went to the South Court Auditorium to sign the middle-class tax cut bill. Because members of both parties came together to get this done, families across the country no longer have to worry about a massive tax hike next year.
You guys did extraordinary work quickly, so I just want to say to both Democrats and Republicans who are here, I think this is good for the economy. It's good for the country. I know that both sides took hits in order to get it done, but I think the country thinks it's the right thing. This is real money that's going to make a real difference in people's lives. And I would not have signed this bill if it didn't include other extensions of relief that were also set to expire. Relief that's going to help families cover the bills, parents raise their children, students pay for college, and business owners to take the reins of the recovery and propel this economy forward.
On Monday, December 20th, the president signed the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act and the Family Violence Prevention Services Act into law.
You know, to have strong bipartisan support on something like this is just exactly how this place should work, and I think you all should be very proud.
The legislation gives states new tools to work with at-risk families to prevent child abuse and improve services for children exposed to domestic violence.
Mr. President, I got something for you.
That's what I hear.
On Tuesday, December 21st, President Obama received the 2010 Census report from Commerce Secretary Gary Locke, tracking U.S. population growth.
You are the 44th president, and this delivery has occurred only 22 other times in U.S. history.
He also made calls to senators about the need to pass the New START treaty as soon as possible, and met with members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus about a host of issues, including passage of the DREAM Act and comprehensive immigration reform.
Everybody have a seat. You're welcome. This is a good day.
On Wednesday, December 22nd, President Obama signed the bill repealing the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy that prevents gay Americans from serving openly in the U.S. military.
This is done. This law I'm about to sign will strengthen our national security and uphold the ideals that our fighting men and women risk their lives to defend. As Admiral Mike Mullen has said, our people sacrifice a lot for their country, including their lives. None of them should have to sacrifice their integrity as well.
The president then boarded Marine One and headed for Hawaii, where he'll spend the holidays with his family. To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
How's it going? Good to see you, huh? Oh, well on up for Santa. Hey, little Tommy.
Pretty good.